And this is the big panel on Newshour tonight, heading up to 10:30 p.m. Joined by Smriti Irani of the BJP, Jayanta Ghoshal, senior journalist who knows Mamata Banerjee's moves better than many others, Bijon Mishra, consumer expert, Chengal Reddy is president of the Federation of Farmers Associations. He's also joining us tonight. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Secretary General of FICCI, Madhugaur Yakshi of the Congress Party, Newshour, Managing Director of Fortune Financial Services. This big panel tonight has a simple question. Is this a full stop for reforms or was this necessary? Dr. Rajiv Kumar, first coming to you. Do you think the UPA without Mamata, with Mayawati, is going to push reforms better than it has so far?
Well, I think so. I think the government, the UPA government has decided that the reforms are a much better bet for it to converge good economics and good politics. They know that if the economic growth continues to decline, then their electoral chances would be much worse than what they can be otherwise. So I think they've taken the bold decision to go forward in the reform agenda. They've taken the steps that they can, which do not require parliamentary action. And I think to that extent they should be congratulated, because this is a reform which has been a long time in coming, and I hope that they will continue to do so and stand firm, and there should be no question of rollback of these reforms, rather, because that would lead to a huge loss of credibility, which would be really disastrous for the investment sentiment in this country.
So consider this, Smriti Irani. They get a standing applause from corporate India. The numbers are intact. What's in it for the Congress party to lose?
I don't hold a candle for corporate India tonight, with all due apologies to esteemed panel members on your show. I think that one needs to understand that in an economy where 60% of your population is dependent on agriculture, for the Congress to say that by encouraging FDI and multi-brand retail is the only reform that India needs is to say a half-truth to the nation. For the Congress to not, in fact, push its energies towards agricultural reform in the country just goes to show that this particular attempt, which has been debated on your channel for the past 2 hours, is nothing but an ingenious attempt to shift the focus from the coal mart to Walmart.
Okay. You mentioned farmers. Chengal Reddy is president of the Federation of Farmers Association. He was smiling while you were replying. Smriti Irani says farmers will be affected the most, and she'd rather speak for farmers than for corporate India. Mr. Reddy.
I didn't say I'd rather speak for them. I thought somebody should speak for them.
Somebody should speak for farmers, yes. Okay, Chengal Reddy, you're a farmers leader.
Okay. Yeah, you see, what I would like to appeal to all these political parties, even the BJP, when the reforms process started by Manmohan Singh in 91 and carried out by Mr. Vajpayee, and even till today, all the reforms have benefited the country, especially service and industrial sectors, basically on 3 points: because the technologies have come, the investments have come, and the market access was given to the business, industry, everybody. So the service and industrial sectors have grown at 8 to 10%. It is very clear that in the last 20 years, our agriculture was staggering at 1 or 2%, whether even under Mr. Vajpayee, and of course even today it is staggering. Now the reforms are in the agriculture sector, wherein, I don't know why the same BJP, I believe, when they were in the ruling, they said 100% FDI. When regards to the farmer, when we want technologies, investments, and free market under the
Hear him, Smriti. He has a point of view.
Will allow.
Hear him, Smriti. Okay, Chengal Reddy, Smriti Irani raised her hand. She. 1 minute, Smriti Irani, let him complete the argument. He's a farmers leader.
Please.
You say you were speaking for farmers, but you must hear him. He says your argument has no merit. Yes, Chengal Reddy, please continue.
Please, what I want to appeal to BJP is, yes, they are the most vocal people when it came to industry liberalization. these industry they are supposed to be very, the backbone of BJP. I don't want to comment on political affiliations of industry or anybody.
Yes.
But the fact remains that it is because of this liberalization policy, India has become a world power. And then today the problem before the country is agriculture. The farmers, fundamentally we know that, look at the productivity. I want to tell Ms. Irani that our productivity is lowest. Our wastage is highest.
No, so
our technologies are minimal.
What is your point to Smriti Irani?
Absolutely no infrastructure in the villages.
What is your point to Smriti Irani and the others? Make it briefly. Then I'll get a response from all. Smriti Irani, yes, 1 minute.
I just want, let me tell you, very simple. I want to tell all these political parties, you have brought about reforms because of liberalization in service and industrial sector. Allow the farmers freedom.
Allow the farmers freedom. Don't shoot off our back. Don't shoot off our back.
You allow us.
Very
we
clearly
know how to manage our own things.
Don't tell us.
You don't need to tell us.
Okay, Smriti Irani, quick rebut. Then let's get Bijon Mishra in. Okay, everybody, since the debate was about farmers and I promised on Newshour day before yesterday I'd get a farmers leader. Here's the answer. Smriti, very briefly, because I have to go to the others as well. Yes.
Yeah, so I am telling all these political parties.
Let Smriti Irani respond to you, Mr. Chengal Reddy. We have a big panel tonight.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, right. Agreed. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chengal Reddy, I can't answer for all political parties. Let me just say this. When you ask why the BJP has not done enough
madam.
Can I just answer, sir, without you intruding now that I've heard your plea?
Yes, tell me, what is the question you are asking?
Okay.
Hello.
No, I'm not asking, I'm responding to your question. You have made an accusation that the BJP does not do enough for farmers in the states that it rules. Let me give you an example of Gujarat, which actually celebrated the world over for industrial development. But in Gujarat, we've ensured...
This is not about the...
Let me just answer, sir. No, let me answer. Give me an allow me to respond. Because I represent the state. What you are interested is not my area of interest either, Mr. Chengal Reddy. I am quoting for an example since you wanted an example. In the past 7 years, our agricultural income in the state I represent. Sir, may I finish? Or would you dictate terms and answers to me now? Agricultural income in our state, at least the state I represent.
Answer me fundamentally.
I am not. I'm answering your question. You are not allowing me to finish.
You tell me that.
I am answering your question. You are not allowing me to finish. You're not allowing me to start, let alone finish.
National agriculture policy.
Why not? It's a state I represent. It's a state I represent. How can you decide what I speak on behalf of the state I represent? Our agricultural income in the past 7 years has gone up from 14,000 crores to 89,000 crores. We have ensured... let me finish.
We are discussing... Madam, no, look,
Mr. Chengal Reddy, may I finish?
Sorry, your political people have
a method of... What is the problem with political parties? You can have another half-an-hour debate on that. You might not agree. I'm giving you statistics that Government of India agrees with.
Okay, Smriti Irani and Chengal Reddy, I call a truce between both of you tonight. I find it interesting. 1 minute.
Mr. Chengal Reddy.
1 minute. Let's get everyone in. Smriti Irani and Chengal Reddy. I call
No, let me finish.
No, I let you finish.
Mr. Chengal Reddy is not allowing me to talk.
But you see, problem is that you are reeling off Gujarat government figures. Smriti, Mr. Reddy, 1 minute.
I thought it's a democracy.
It is a democracy.
You answered that.
You are behaving like Mr. Chako does in the JPC. Allow me to
Lips are sealed. 1 second. That's a question tonight.
You talk on FDI.
Let me finish.
I am willing to listen.
One question here tonight is this. No. One question here tonight is that I want to go across.
When you talk about FDI.
1 minute, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, calm down. Calm down. The question tonight is this a full stop for reforms? 1 minute, Smriti, I will come to you. I'll come back to you. Full stop for reforms. You see, I have a farmers leader here who says, don't tell us how we are supposed to carry out our farming. We may want to fast track it. What do you think?
Yes, you don't tell us.
Yes, that's what he says. Do you think the full stop for reforms, or do you think they're going to steamroll ahead?
No, I think they're going to get emboldened.
Emboldened?
Yes.
So you agree with Rajiv Kumar's line?
They've finally bitten the bullet. They have taken
but some people are saying, what's the point of biting the bullet if you're going to be even more shaky?
No, I do not think so. This is my personal... If they get their political math right, in the Lok Sabha in terms of the numbers, in terms of the government surviving, or at least having a semblance that they will be able to push through.
Were you also, as a member of Corporate India, is it true that Corporate India was getting more and more exasperated with Mamata Banerjee?
With the entire...
That they're happy to see her go?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and I'm not making any bones about it. Absolutely, because you cannot have a government in comatose. Good economics makes good politics. And if you permit me, Arnab, let's talk about reforms in a macro level. People are arguing on the FDI in the retail sector. Let's talk about the aviation. You have the sector bleeding. You have a public sector airline bleeding. You have a couple of private sector airlines bleeding. And don't look at it just as an airline problem. There are nationalized banks which have huge loans to these airlines. The sanctity of their lending is in peril. You are impacting the banking sector also. You get the FDI, you get the much needed capital, and allow them.
What about the small retailers? The intermediaries?
The small retailers
the domestic manufacturers? Yes, Rajiv Kumar.
Stop. No, the small retailer will not suffer. Their share, their total volume will go up from $490 billion today to more than $800 billion in the next 20 years, while their share will fall admittedly from 96% to 80%. A doubling of the volume of trade to be handled by small traders does not mean their extermination. This is a sheer propaganda. The small domestic manufacturer will benefit because all large retailers try to create their own brand.
I agree,
have a better bargaining position with the multinationals. So the small trader will benefit. The farmer will benefit because the 50% of the investment by the large retailers has to be on the back end.
Mr.
Farm gate,
but Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, I don't know. I would ask you the same question today, and I don't know whether you will, because you're General Secretary of FICCI, maybe you'd be more guarded. But would you also say that you are happy to see Mamata Banerjee go from the government?
No, we don't. I don't want to comment on political question at all.
Why?
But I must repeat again. I must repeat again that we have appealed many times to all political parties to come together for whatever reforms that we can take at this time. Because if we don't, the economy will get into a free fall. It will topple over the precipice. And that is what we just don't want to do.
Bejon Mishra,
the cost will be...
That's pretty clear. You're not taking a line. I can understand. You see, industry associations often don't take direct lines on politicians. Bejon Mishra.